Okay, I just wanted to quickly make this video before I go in the skating rink. All I'm gonna say is TikTok, I will truly miss you. I would truly miss TikTok, guys. I would truly miss TikTok. Rest in peace to TikTok. I've learned so much from that app. It's crazy. That app goes beyond social media, but it actually reprogrammed me in a lot of ways, and I just wanted to make a dedication. So I saved a whole bunch of videos from stuff that I've learned on TikTok in like a compilation form, and this one is going to be themed. We're going to call this what are we going to call this? Health conscious, conscious talk, food conscious talk. Okay, health conscious, food conscious talk. We're gonna call this health conscious talk. So yeah, if you're interested, keep watching, and I'll check back in here or there. Bye.
It is that, again, you are a free agent in the universe. Okay, my teachings tell me that for you to be able to even get a body, you had to compete with trillions of souls to get here. There are trillions of people waiting just to get a body so they can continue on in their evolutionary spiral. So for you to get a body means that you have been able to master, being able to compete and master the capacity to have merit as to why you are here, which automatically makes you a god or goddess. Because the universe says that nothing is allowed to come to this dimension that is not already equipped to be able to master it. So anytime you give up your power to anybody, I don't care whether it's your mother, father, someone else of a different race, an insect, which many people do, rodents, whatever it might be, you automatically have missed the relationship, and whatever they are now reflecting in your environment, you have to go under their rule. So I say that if you have that belief system, it's because you chose it. That's what I discovered when I decided I was going to heal myself of cancer. When I allowed myself to take on other people's belief systems, regardless of where they came from, that were causing me discomfort, in my willingness to love myself enough to have the kind of life that I wanted, I basically gave them back to them, and I let them wear them. So now they have...
Hey guys, so yes, first of all, I know the TikTok ban was actually lifted. That video was recorded earlier, like the day of the TikTok ban, so I was very distressed. Happy to see that it's back up, although it is different now. So one thing that TikTok taught me is that a lot of the physical ailments that we experience actually are tied to us spiritually. Like, the reason why they're here is because we're going through something spiritually. We're misaligned in some way. We cannot let go of trauma, or we have unprocessed trauma that is causing us to experience something physical in our bodies. So that's kind of daunting to hear, but it honestly feels good because you have more control than what you think. So the cancer that you have, the disease that you have, not to minimize it, but try to see what's going on in your life from a spiritual, emotional standpoint. Journaling, getting in touch with yourself, seeing if you're in alignment. I feel like those things would definitely help with any ailment. It doesn't have to be cancer or disease. It could be, hormonal issues or anything of the sort. So it's kind of nice to see that viewpoint, because it puts the power back into our hands. So it's not completely out of our control when we get a really bad diagnosis from the doctor. We have control over it. And I also like the fact that, she says have faith that you will be healed, and you will, because your perception is your reality. So if you believe it, then it is true. So I really like that as well.
Did y'all just see the stats that came out about alcohol? You know what? Full transparency, okay? I would drink here and there, okay? A little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, in moderation, 80-20. There is no moderation with the stats that just came out. There is no drinking in moderation. None. Zilch. With these stats that came out, it should be illegal. Alcohol should be I was reading it, you know, Dr. Hyman, he was posting all his little stuff, and I was like, I had to send it to everybody else so they could see what I saw, what I seen, what I was thinking I saw. In moderation, drinking or alcohol is the third largest cause of cancer, preventable at that. The second largest cause of death in the US is cancer. So you mean to tell me that most of the cancers that are happening right now is completely preventable simply by not drinking alcohol? And no, I know y'all gonna comment, well, wine is alcohol. Wine ain't safe. Plus all the preservatives they put in there. It says a single drop of alcohol is poison. It's making me rethink my whole life. I know you're watching this rethinking your whole life. I'm rethinking my whole life. Telling myself a lie that 80-20 in moderation. Did y'all see Justin Kelly's post? He talked about you cannot lose body fat if you have alcohol in your system, and it can stay in your system for up to 72 hours. So if y'all New Year's resolution was to lose weight, which I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions, but that's another story for another day. And excuse the bonnet, because I'm in the shop making products and I'm just taking a little break, a little tea break. But if your New Year's resolution was to lose weight, then like alcohol is just never the move. Let this year be the year that we're seeing clearly that like health is wealth, period. Okay? Health is wealth. I'm talking to myself when I'm saying this. We talking to each other, because I gotta tighten up, especially as like a holistic leader in the community. Lord, telling myself 80-20. Not with alcohol. Y'all stay safe out here.
Oof. Yep. I love this creator, by the way, but wasn't that the slap in the face that we all needed to hear? But you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. You don't want somebody to tell you that you can't have a drink after a long week. You don't want somebody to tell you wine is bad too. What? Yeah. So I stopped drinking in 2023, but as of last year, you know, I picked it back up again. And I told myself, you know, I'm only going to do it for celebratory occasions and when I'm on vacation. Okay? And I pretty much stuck to that. But apparently that's not even good enough, you know? So based on the information that she shared, you really got to let it go. The 80-20 rule does not apply. You heard her. And that's tough to swallow, I'm not going to lie. But it's okay. You know, they have mocktails at most places now. So I'll just be a mocktail girly. How about you? Moving on.
So how to stop a heart attack in 30 seconds or less. One of the simple things you can do is to take medicinal cayenne. So this is the cayenne that you would have to order probably. Now you can use the cayenne in the store, but to be more effective, you want to get the cayenne that has at least 90,000 heat units or 90,000 Scovilles. What you'll do is take a third of a teaspoon and you will put it on the back of your tongue. So stick your tongue out and put it on the back of your tongue. And that will stop the heart attack within 30 seconds. It'll also stop any type of angina pain, chest tightness, heart murmurs. It stops all of that. Now, on top of that, what you'll notice is within about a few minutes, you'll feel a burn inside the body. Now, you may not, but if you do, what that means is that part of the body is weak. So if you feel it in your stomach, that means your stomach is weak or has plaque buildup. If you feel it in your head, then that means you have a plaque buildup in that as well. If you feel it in your heart, that means your heart's weak. Okay, so this is how you actually can diagnose yourself as well. So what you can do if you have some type of arterial plaque buildup, you would go on a grapefruit fast for about 30 days. If you can't make it 30 days, just try to implement that into your diet as much as possible, and that will clean out the arteries. Now, if you have high blood pressure, you may not want to do this, but just keep in mind that this is a way to help diagnose the body to see what's going on, and it also helps stop any type of heart issues. So, hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, put it in the comments, and have a great day. Peace.
This is an entire aisle in the grocery store of unedible food. What I mean by unedible is it's bioengineered to link unconscious parts of your brain with a reward system that makes you crave these foods. Which this large list of ingredients right here, you can call it addiction or dependency, but this large list of ingredients is what is causing the problems. Now, if you live in the United States of America, you can see this aisle is a bunch of snacks and then just pure bread carbohydrate. The rest of this aisle is some sort of caffeine and or tea, and then we have peanut butters and sugars. Out of every peanut butter on the entire shelf, you have this one, which is one ingredient, not bioengineered. You come across the other American companies and you see hydrogenated vegetable oil, but really, there's your sugar, oil, salt. The sugar, oil, salt you can see in potato chips, which in this case carbohydrates, oil, salt, or in something with a larger list of ingredients, oil, salt, sugar. These taste really great to your taste buds, but don't feed your gut bugs. So when a lot of people ask the question, why are Americans so, American? It's our diets. You can see this entire aisle is nothing but soda and sugar. So look at food this way. When we taste something, it sends a signal to our brain where we say, wow, this is great. And then we really just don't chew and we swallow it. And then after that, all those ingredients are sitting in your gut. So for instance, when you see juice, well, do you know that it's really just 2% or 3% juice? Sometimes it's 1% juice. Then you really start looking at this and say, American company, corn oil, high fructose corn syrup, like what is even this made of? Does anybody know what neotame is? So once again, an aisle of sugar, nothing edible. Water filled with additional ingredients that really don't do anything for you. Then you start looking at the reality. $5 for this, or $2.97 for that, or $1.89 for this giant thing. You start realizing that cost is technically associated with health when you're shopping in these aisles. You end up in the ice cream aisle where it's just sugar and oil. And when you really start to pay attention, you know this isn't food. It's just bioengineered food, sugar, 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 4 different sugar modifiers. That's crazy. This entire food is sugar and things that bind together the sugar plus the food coloring. That's crazy. Gum, gum, gum. So now, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. John Harvey Kellogg created this and coined the phrase back in the day when we used to go to our radios to say, well, what's the new thing on health? Now we have independent research where, hey, I lived my whole life consuming food like this. No. You start asking yourself, why is all the food coming from New Jersey? Why is all the food filled with oil, sugar, and salt? Why does humanity, knowing alcohol causes cancer and reproductive harm, still consume it? You're able to derive one conclusion. It makes you feel something. When you drink just water, how do you feel? They've created a large illusion of choice, and here we are to show you. There's your carbohydrates, there's your oil, there's your salt. Over here in America, yeah, we are in trouble. Because the information box is showing us things like, this is insane. They market to us gigantic size of nutrients we don't even need, and food coloring. There's your sugar, there's your oil, there's your salt. Once again, an entire aisle of just unedible food. It starts getting really interesting when your fruit companies have to add red 3 for the cherries to be red. All I want everyone to understand is if you are what you eat, do not eat bioengineered food. It literally links together unconscious centers of your brain with a reward system that causes you to eat more and more often. You'll always be able to notice there's at least one or the other. There's sugar and salt. Here's another product variation, sugar and salt. And here's another product variation of bioengineered food. There's your sugar, there's your salt, and there's your oil. So I think one of the reasons America doesn't want this application is because I teach people how to do that. And you can see right there, all next to each other, sugar, oil, and salt. And honestly, they added in there multiple times. Like there's more sugar, oil, and modifiers, high fructose corn syrup, salt, sugar. It's crazy. But always remember, it's not what you see. As I know you see vegetable oil right there. It's what you know about what you see. Because technically a soybean is a vegetable. But where's the avocado oil? I see canola oil here, and I see a giant thing of canola oil here. It's interesting nowadays. There's your oil next to your pure sugars. So if they do get rid of this app, all I've ever wanted you to learn is this. Large corporation, 99% chance they put a bunch of ingredients you don't even need that's bioengineered to taste great. It does not feed your gut microbiome, therefore it will not feed your brain. And it's on every end cap in America. and they all contain the same ingredients. There's your salt, there's your high fructose corn syrup, there's your corn syrup, there's your sugar. Well, I guess that's all. And speaking of our childhood, I don't know about you, but I grew up on these. And I got a little bit older and said, high fructose corn syrup. Okay, that's why they tasted good. Vegetable oil. Okay. That's why they tasted good. There's the salt. Uh-oh. You know, I never ate salads, but I did kind of think to myself, why do people like salads so much? And I said, there's some vegetable oil in there. Okay. Oh, there's your sugar and salt. So when in doubt, flip it about, and hey, look, one ingredient. I have a sneaky suspicion this isn't a pie. Oh, yep, it's a pie, for sure. Derived from bioengineering. Ooh, probably tastes great. So remember, if you live in America, taste of the Super Bowl, official sponsors of the Super Bowl. Sugar and oil, food coloring, high fructose corn syrup. Yeah, great. And every time I've ever said this after a video, it just never reaches anybody, but look at the homeostasis diet school. Go here, go in the profile, check it out. There's a 172-page paper written by a gut restoration dietitian, a microgreens grower, an actual dietitian to teach you how to eat properly, the 50 Brain Cell Challenge, books, lists, and everything you need. You know, once you learn about sugar linked to brain-derived neurotrophin factor, or the food colorings that are banned in other countries, you'll then understand why every American company is filled with sugar, oil, and salt. It does not nourish you. It just manipulates you into chewing it, feeling like it tastes great, creating a feedback loop of unconscious behavior that causes you to continuously consume these generation after generation after generation. No one taught me these thoughts to think when I was growing up, so now you have them for you. And everything that I needed that didn't exist for me now exists for you. Check it out.
Honestly, what it comes down to, we cannot put our trust in these companies anymore. We have to do our own due diligence. We have to. There's no excuse.
There are a bunch of things that will drastically improve your health and aesthetics in both the short term and the long term, and not many people are talking about these things. Hi, I'm Taylor. Definitely don't know everything, but I love to read, and over the last year I helped my partner heal her autoimmune disease, specifically eczema, PCOS, PMDD, and I've been helping a lot of other people do the same things. Also, I lost my dog and my sister to cancer a couple years back, and so that caused me to do a huge deep dive into cancer and all things relating to that and just the overall state and health of our bodies. So now I'm just sharing everything I'm learning with anybody that wants to listen. Avoid caffeine after like 1 o'clock because of the half-life. The half-life is upwards to 12 hours, so it'll interrupt your release of melatonin at night if you're drinking it late into the day. You need to be taking like an Optimal Amino. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with these companies. Optimal Aminos, Perfect Aminos, both options of a protein tablet that has 99% bioabsorbability via nitrogen testing. And this is so important because most protein sources you're getting are very weak in terms of their ability to actually allow the body to make protein. For the body to make any protein in your body, you know, including insulin, axin in your muscles, collagen for your skin, joints, etc., you have to have the 8 essential amino acids in the right ratios at the right time in order for that to happen. If you just have 6, if you don't have all 8 in the right ratios, then the excess amino acids are sent down the catabolic pathway and they're turned into carbs, and the nitrogen is disposed of through the kidney and the liver. So most people that are downing tons of whey protein shakes, branched chain amino acids, a bunch of tuna, chicken, steak, whatever, are not getting near as much actual protein compared to if you were just doing this. So like for the skin, it's a game changer. It allows you to be able to produce collagen 24/7. Obviously collagen is super important for your bones as well. Your bones are 50% made of collagen. And to bones, bone density. As we grow, it's typical that people's bone density gets a lot less, especially women post-menopause. The way that we can combat this is by doing heavy loading exercises. When kids are running and jumping around, that's how they're developing their bone density. It's because of the osteogenic loading. There's also an incredible machine called a biodensity machine that you can probably go, to an OsteoStrong clinic near you and do, and they've seen incredible results with even postmenopausal women who are not even on hormone therapy able to increase their bone density tenfold. So that's incredible stuff. Your overall health is completely tied to the state of your gut and the health of your gut wall specifically. And your gut wall is like the width span surface area of a tennis court when you're younger. Most people, by the time they're a lot older, into their 60s, it's shrunk down to like a ping pong table because of how many micro tears are in it. How do we get those micro tears? From eating high lectin foods. You can look into Dr. Gundry if you want to learn more about that. And also from NSAIDs, so over-the-counter pain medications. These cause micro tears in your gut wall, and this makes it a lot harder to absorb nutrients. And it also leads to leaky gut, which is the biggest culprit for all autoimmune diseases and skin issues, which are autoimmune diseases. Your biggest defense against cancer is protecting your mitochondria. Your mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. You have trillions of cells in your body, trillions of mitochondria in your body, and the health of them is what allows you to avoid something like cancer. Cancerous cells are not evil cells that just recruit evil mitochondria to do evil things in your body. Cancerous cells are cells that have mitochondria that are not functioning properly. And so they're reverting back to an old pathway of staying alive, producing 2 ATP compared to around 36, where they ferment, and they ferment glutamine and glucose. So a big thing that we can do is avoid high glycemic index foods where there's a lot of carbs, not much fiber, because that is just fuel for cancer. And glucose has an incredible role in the body. I'm not saying that, but it's just something to be very mindful of. Exercise and intermittent fasting are also incredible ways to support your mitochondria. If you're a woman, it's so important to fast according to your cycle. You can look into Dr. Mindy Pelz if you want to learn more about that.
All right, y'all, what is it gonna take? What is it gonna take for us to listen? I'm like sick to my stomach, okay? I've heard the rumors and I'm guilty of it, taking my kids to go eat at McDonald's, but today took my girls to go get their normal Happy Meals and got a 10-piece for my 6-year-old, and she bit down into one of her chicken nuggets and she says that, she hurt her teeth. And so I'm looking at it and I pull this out. She pulls this out. She hands it to me, okay? And I'm freaking out. Baby, where's your tooth? What happened? How'd you lose a tooth? How did you lose a tooth in your chicken nuggets? It's not her tooth, y'all. This is not my baby's tooth. But this is a baby's tooth. This was someone's baby's tooth. This is disgusting, and this is what we're eating. This is what we're feeding our kids. This is a human tooth. This is a baby tooth, and I say baby no more than 6 years old. This is a tooth. Y'all, this is a baby tooth, and we're eating this shit. And you motherfuckers are still gonna go continue to eat from there. Look at this. Where?
Okay, so I have to talk about it. If you haven't seen Rabbi Finkelstein's interview on McDonald's, do that. Bring a puke bucket. There's not enough beef or cows in the world to supply McDonald's, let alone all the other fast food companies. Let that sink in. And then go ahead and watch Rabbi Finkelstein's interview about McDonald's. And then do some research on the 1% and what they do to make themselves live longer and stay youthful and basically preserve their bodies. If they're only using certain things, where's the rest go? Is that McDonald's? Is that McDonald's? Is that McDonald's? My kids are never eating there again.
Ugh. So,
if they don't have enough chickens, where are they getting all this meat from? All these wings from? And I saw a lot of videos like this too. It's scary, y'all. It's a scary world we live in, okay? But I'm a vegetarian, so y'all be safe.
When I said McDevils, everybody was like, ha ha ha. I said Taco Hell, ha ha ha. White Casket instead of White Castle, ha ha ha. So I went and looked up Popeye's chicken sandwich. Come to find out, they have over 40 ingredients in the Popeye's chicken sandwich. 32 of them were man-made chemicals. And I said, well, let's see what Chick-fil-A has. Well, black people got an emotional attachment to this Chick-fil-A spot. So when I said Chick-fil-A, over 50 chemicals in the chicken sandwich, over 40 of them were man-made chemicals. I said, so hell, this is a dope sandwich. So they really are flipping birds over there. Inside of beef, there were 21 drugs pumped into cows that were harmful to the human body. This was in the 60s. Because these drugs are in the meat, that you become addicted to it. I even was told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And they were trying to get you to buy the cereal that they was producing. We find ourselves suffering from illness and sickness unnecessarily. The oldest man in the scripture is named Methuselah, 969. How'd you live to be almost 1,000? He ate one meal, fasted 3 days, and then ate another meal. You eat like that, your body will never have enough toxins to even make you sick. I end up becoming a vegetarian that I feel now at the age of 48 better than I felt at the age of 15. They don't want you to know that they're drugging you, wanting the food not for nutritional value, but because you become addicted. Any foreign substance automatically activates the immune system, which means our bodies, when we eat this kind of food, they're fighting an unnecessary battle. So when the real battles of disease show up, the systems are too worn out by fighting these small battles every day from bad eating that they can't handle a virus when it shows up.
The truth is hidden in a plain sight. We are one with the nature. If you want to know more about the herbs from our Creator's garden, this ebook will unveil that for you. Let thy food be thy medicine.
So yeah, that's the end of the compilation. This is the reason why I like TikTok or love TikTok. I've learned so much from TikTok, and I don't think it's comparable to really any other social media. It's almost like people are just sharing information that they've learned through their life experiences, their real experiences. It's not just about, oh, let me post my pictures from my vacation. That's what we have Instagram for. People are literally here sharing knowledge, sharing the things that they wish they knew sooner. And that's part of the reason why I feel like it was banned, because if we have all of this information, then we'll stop running to the doctor so frequently. We'll actually do the work to heal our bodies. We won't be eating at these fast food restaurants so much and, giving all this money to these corporations. The healthcare industry would suffer, most likely, because people would know how to heal themselves with herbs and holistic practices. So, yeah, I don't think that TikTok is comparable to any other social media. In short, everyone on there is pretty much authentic and just sharing what they know, sharing their experiences, giving advice. And it's not just health related stuff. This is just one aspect of TikTok. Yeah, but let me know what you think. What did you learn from TikTok that's health related? Or is this all just fake news? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye guys.